Welcome to Dice, Nerds, and Nagas, coming at you from beautiful Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus are not the greatest show on Earth. Neither are we. We are certainly not the greatest show on Earth. But neither are they. Takedown. I don't know. Anyway, so where we left off, our heroes had kind of split off after a difficult fight with followers of Kun La. I almost said Modoc. No, so they had a very difficult fight with them that...
Figured out your whole plan.
No, he's dead. I say you he did. No, so they fought these followers of Kun La sort of to a standstill, but then Zenbri swooped in and carried them away and sort of reaffirmed her commitment to Kun La, if I'm not mistaken, while some of them sort of backed away from that deal as well. If I remember, Martum, you kind of are still keeping the deal with Kun La.
Yeah.
Now, after this happened, obviously stopping another fight and protecting followers of Kun La didn't sit well with some members of the party. So, Jessup went back to the Inn of Doors, and with Martum in tow, I believe, they spent a little bit of time there, left a note for their companions explaining his decision, and went to the Feywild, seeking the Queen of the Summer Court, Titania, and the Dryads that they had helped previously in a long ago episode of our podcast.
Episode 108 and 109. Watch it now.
Well, that's the specific ones even, 108, 109. Pretty good, actually. That's when they found Modoc's castle originally, is when they helped him.
Wait. Is 108 and 109 ones that they can listen to now?
Yes, that is up now on audio as well, so you guys can check us out wherever podcasts live, almost on iTunes, which is great. We're a Google Podcast.
What a convenient platform with which to listen to this podcast.
Exactly, and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can see our beautiful faces too.
Ugh. I mean, I would do the podcast maybe. That sounds like a better deal for you guys. I'm just saying, I'm not...
I know I'm not much of a for fuck's sake.
I didn't have... I'm the one that front and center all the time. I'm just saying I didn't have time to put my face on most mornings.
Master me face.
I roll out of bed and come here.
6 days in a row. 6 years in a row.
6 years in a row. So, anyways, beyond that, so we have Feather Marshal. You followed them into the Feywild, kind of seeking to reunite with your party. You didn't see any point in continuing in the Underdark, right?
Nope.
No. I was going to say, for people just listening, he shook his head. And, cool, you stayed behind, though, in the Underdark.
That's correct.
And we're helping tend to the injured deep gnomes.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably been a good amount of time down there, even. Maybe a full night, at least, you spent with them where we left off.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. Now, Zenbri, what happened to your character was quite interesting. She reaffirmed this deal with Kun La and went deeper into the Underdark on her own, which was risky, as you found out, as the walls were lined with cloakers, kind of aberrations from the far realm that lie in wait to drop on their prey.
Yeah, Zenbri was not expecting that.
No. And where we left off, you were basically being consumed by one. It had overpowered you and was slowly digesting Zenbri. So, immediately coming from that point, I'd like our viewers to imagine themselves in the Feywild, in Titiana's Emerald Palace. There are sprites flittering down the hallways, and just a general sense of calm and warmth that emanates from these magical green walls, basically. Looking over the vast grasslands leading up to the tower is Lilitu, known as Perdita by her friends, I suppose. An Eladrine woman. Behind her stands Titania, the Summer Queen herself. What does Perdita look like, I suppose?
At this moment, I'll tell you in a second. So at this moment, she's sort of in a safe place. She's feeling very content and happy, which sort of puts her into a sort of autumn feeling. What? Apparently, a halfling has stolen my page.
As they are known.
Let's just try that again.
Like, not even more.
D&D Beyond.
Thank you, D&D Beyond,
Huh?
for being slightly less reliable than a piece of paper
Yes.
would have
I
been.
put my character description on there. It's not on here.
Is it? Do you have it on the one that I?
No, it's not.
She tall.
Snow boots.
Oh no, autumn. I can't remember. Oh, I have red hair, like sort of like orange and highlights. My clothes are sort of made of like green moss and leaves and stuff like that. My skin is sort of the color of oak, and I can't remember the color of my eyes right now. But yeah, tall.
Hazel.
Very autumny, though.
Yes, very autumny. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say your character might have been through a sort of traumatic sort of experience recently, but you've had time to rest and
Calm down.
heal yourself at your own pace at Queen Titiana's palace. She has not called on you since your rescue and has not asked anything of you. So her presence today is a bit of a surprise. As she enters the room, you can feel the warmth of summer entering the room. It's a little calming, almost puts you in a sleepy haze, just being so close to her, but also a little bit of burn behind it, a little intensity as well of the summer. And she speaks to you. I assume you're feeling better now?
I am. I'm feeling much safer and relaxed. Thank you once again for your kindness.
Oh, these are trying times, and I've seen fit that all Feykind can find refuge here. Now, of course, nothing is exactly free, and I do have a task I would ask of you, if you feel up to it.
Anything. You literally saved my skin, and I will do whatever you ask to repay.
Some mortals intend to make their way through the grasslands. You know how strange and bewildering this land can be to such crude and fallible creatures.
Yes, I do. They do seem to get lost an awful lot.
I would like them to make it here, though, in one piece.
Would you like me to go and fetch them for you?
Now, here's the thing. I would like you to act as a guide and guardian for them, but it would be good to perhaps test them against our Feywild to see if they're worthy of even being a service to me.
How would you like me to test them?
Simply observe them. Your judgment is sound. You understand the mortal world far better than I ever could, having spent so much time in it.
Very good. I could perhaps bring a familiar force to sort of guide them, and while they're being guided, I could observe them in the way that they behave and step in if they need help.
I think that would be quite a good idea. Test them in your own way. You have my full confidence, yes.
Very good. I will do that to the best of my ability and bring them to you.
Yes.
Thank you for trusting me with this. What's a better word for mission?
Quest, task.
Yes. Thank you for trusting me with this task.
Oh, it's no bother. You're a remarkable Eladrin, obviously. Eladrin? Eladrin.
I can't pronounce it properly either.
There's so many ways it could go, and it's not like you hear the word
That's just how I
Eladrin
read it.
in conversation.
I feel like an Eladrin wouldn't care because we don't really see other
Well,
people as being anywhere
It's not
near.
Eladin, is it? Eladin in the magic.
There's an R in there, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's Aladdin, so it's Eladrin. Like, you emphasize it to make it sound special.
We don't care.
We'll say Eladrin.
Sure she
Put on
is.
a mom's dress.
If we're wrong, like, shoot a comment, please, and correct me, because I'm not sure. So,
Twitter.
anyway,
Or Twitter.
you know,
It's pronounced drow.
Actually pronounced Twitter. Thank you.
says
I always thought it was Twitter.
I'll tell you what I know of them. Their history is spotty at best, though they do seem to possess a great amount of raw power and ability. They've faced several foes much more powerful than them and succeeded, though their judgment is hasty and perhaps a little adrift at times.
Well, I mean, you know that I'm not exactly a perfect angel. So I will try my best to not judge them too harshly.
We are as our nature makes us. That is the way of the Feywild.
That's true.
But if they could be some use to us in our upcoming war, then by all means, allow them to arrive here safe and sound.
I will do so.
There are other tasks I must tend to currently. I'll leave you to it, and the way to them will be clear of obstruction, that I can assure you. And arrive with my blessing.
So as soon as she leaves the room, I will just sit down quickly and cast Find Familiar as a ritual. I will create a little black bird.
Okay.
Like a very friendly looking little black bird. And then I will set out to go and find them. Once I get close to them, though, I'm going to sort of sneak up
Where are you going?
and send my bird forward.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, go for it.
Alright, so that is what happened before you guys arrived in the Feywild. You've now been here for a short while. You know which direction to go. You've spoken to the Dryads. And you were briefly bothered by a small impish creature that was dismissed rather handedly.
How long do we think it is to the castle?
It's at the edge of your vision, at least a full day of travel to reach it. But
I wouldn't mind having a sleep before we go anywhere, unless we think that's unsafe.
Are you sleepy?
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Let me take a look around and see if I can find somewhere that looks
Are you
okay
sleepy?
for us.
Aye?
No, I feel very good.
I'm also not sleepy. Maybe we could just carry him?
Okay.
And you want to be carried?
No, I'm not that kind of sleepy.
Do you need healing?
Yes.
Alright, well, why don't we just take a little break?
We'll take a short rest, I suppose.
Yeah, let's take a little
An hour?
break.
Alright.
I'll have a look around and see if I can find something.
Are the Dryads
somewhere
still
good
with
for
us?
no, he was just speaking with them remotely.
Point of
Did you
order
tell him?
here. I kind of messed up. Shouldn't actually have spiritual weapon yet. That's when I get to cleric level 3, but I get level 2 cleric spells.
No?
I just check the book and I'm like, oh shit. Oh.
Well, I don't think it made
I don't
too
think it
big of
actually
a...
did anything.
Really do that much,
No.
which is fine. Alright, so should I make a perception check or a survival check to find a good place to rest?
Survival.
Mine's D8.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly where to rest. That's it.
Mine's D8. Mine's
That
D8.
is...
D8 hit
That's a
dice?
6.
I don't know what it is from right now.
A 6 is not very good. So, Jessup searching around, taking a little rest. Down in the Underdark. Cool, you've spent some time with the gnomes. They've kind of given you what provisions they can and spoken to you a bit about what they can offer you. What do you want to do, though?
Well, Akul's plan was to kind of chill there for a little bit and make sure that they're okay, and just take some time for himself to kind of decide what he wants to do. And he also wants to find out from them what is happening in the Underdark, if they have any news, what's happening with Men's Horizon.
Okay. So, I guess the information you're able to glean from them is that things have gotten... That a war has broken out, basically. Strange invaders from the surface world and the far realms have just been pouring through various portals and entrances. And they have pushed the Drow influence back to their main citadels. Menzoberranzan, their capital, has been besieged for some time now. The battle's been raging on, kind of at a stalemate. The first 2 lines of defense were breached through subterfuge, and from that point on, though, they've been stalled. So that's the situation currently. The invading army has been sending patrols out all over the Underdark, trying to gather new recruits to fight against the Drow, or, conversely, raiding for supplies and gathering and getting in all kinds of trouble, basically. You know, the Underdark is chipping away at the edges of their army as well.
Okay.
So it's like they're besieging the Dark Elves, but just the natural fauna and wildlife is putting stress on the invaders as well, which is one of the reasons they're trying to get so many new outsiders. The main group of the invading army seems to be orcs.
Okay.
Yeah, vast, just armies of orcs, basically, have been traveling all over the Underdark, raiding and enslaving people, even, much like the Drow, even. Just like what's it called when you're pressing people into war against their will? Conscription, I guess. Just conscripting whole villages to be slaughtered at the walls of Menzoberranzan. Let's see, other than that, there is a powerful wizard who's said to have been stalking the Underdark, but there have been sightings of him all over, almost like they think it might be a legend or something at this point. You know, there's a mad wizard going around, ripping open portals and killing other spellcasters, things like that.
Okay.
Beyond that, I'm trying to think of other useful things, like directly around them. A lot of the tunnels, they say, have become unsafe. What was that noise? Birds or something?
Finch.
Finch.
Like
I
a
think a bird got into my house. Sounds almost like it.
Heard
A
it
bird?
from there.
got to the pipe or something?
Yeah, no, the other day I heard them in there.
Chirping right around the
I like
pipe.
that sound.
Anyways,
It's really strange to hear birds like this in the Underdark. It's fine for you guys.
I was gonna say, in the Feywild, it made perfect sense.
let's see, the various paths, they say some of them are more dangerous. They're usual paths to get around, but they're deep gnomes. They know how to get around basically anywhere still. They have lots of hidden pathways to other deep gnome villages, which could be a few days away, or to, the realm of the Drow, which would be a bit farther away. They have to take a kind of winding, less direct route nowadays.
And what are you guys going to do? Are you going to rebuild, or are you going to move on?
Well, I think we might want to rebuild, but we need to get some better defenses, I guess, if there's going to be dangerous people like that coming through the inn of doors. So perhaps we're hoping maybe we can get a golem of some sort to help protect the village.
A golem?
But they require magic that we don't possess right now.
Okay.
So probably off to one of the dark elf trading depots, or perhaps to one of the nearby wizard towers. Maybe they can make one for us.
Okay. I've always heard that the deep gnomes were quite skilled smiths.
That's true, but we were more traders than smiths most of our time. Maybe one of the larger deep gnome villages would be more skilled.
Okay. All right. Which villages would those be? The Underdark Path.
Let's see, I would say deep gnome capital, so to speak.
Okay.
Not that we have not that we're a proper nation, but the largest, even I'd say, city of deep gnomes is, let's say, Glowstone.
Glowstone, okay. And
I'll give you 10 guesses as to why we call it Glowstone.
I think I need 10 guesses. Now, generally, I mean, your kind aren't too friendly with outsiders. If I go to Glowstone, will I be able to go in, or?
Oh, for sure, we can totally vouch for you.
Okay.
We'll even, I don't know, we'll say Mikus. Mikus calls his brother Mikus over.
Mikus.
He says, Mikus spends a lot of time in Glowstone. He can travel with you.
Okay. All right.
If that's where you mean to go.
Is where I mean to go.
That didn't sound good. Somebody spilled a beverage.
Drink my water.
Technical difficulties strikes again.
Technical difficulties the cat causing.
It's all good.
No, my water.
It's my arm. That's what he's thinking.
So, what say you, sir? We could go off to Glowstone anytime you want. Well, I mean to go there anyway for trade.
Okay. Just let me go grab some something from the inn, and I'll be right back.
Sure. I'll wait for you, honestly. I think with times like these, strapping man like yourself would be a good bodyguard to have for a gnome like me. So we'll take our time. We're in no rush.
Yeah, sing that.
Okay.
Right, so, back into the inn. You see, it's a day's passed, so there's a different group of people in there. The liches have left, you notice. The white lions are gone, the other adventuring party. And there are instead nothing but jellies.
Nothing but jelly.
All of them with funnels propped into the top of their heads so that drinks can easily be poured in by the much more expanded waitstaff now. Seems that there's a whole group of waitstaff that was not there before. But, in a said, the
Same bartender.
centaur is still behind the bar. He waves you over when he sees you. Hey, come on over here, buddy.
I go over to him.
Your friend's left a note for you. Man, you've been in there a while. You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Oh, I heard about what happened to the deep gnomes down there, though. That's terrible.
Yeah.
God, and they didn't even come through the bar. I don't know how they got down there. Some other kind of dimension door or something, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that. They seem to have no problem going wherever they want.
Well, not a good foe to make, I'll tell you that. If I was your friends, I'd just rent a room here. Safest place in the universe. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm boring you. Here's your note. I'm sorry.
Is it still the note that Jessica?
Yes, the same note about. I guess maybe you can go just by the blow by point.
Sure.
Blow by blow, point by point.
Basically,
My dearest Akul,
that we're headed to the Feywild because I want to see the Queen of the Summer Court because I believe that I'm tired of having to deal with all these other powerful things that are necessarily most of the time evil. I want to find a better way to do that. We need more power from a good source. Basically, that's what's it.
All right. More or less. So that it points them toward being in the Feywild. So you gonna follow him? Not that I read the note or anything.
Is there any way that I told one of the deep gnomes that I would travel with him to Glowstone, but now I'm kind of torn.
Well, I mean, the Feywild is a pretty dangerous place. There's a warbing going on out there, you know.
We're in Feywild as well?
Yeah, between the summer court and the winter court. Summer court actually absorbed the autumn and spring courts. But the winter court, they've been bringing in a lot more dangerous creatures on their side. They don't care whether they're Fey or not.
Okay, well. I guess I'll have a beer.
Sure. First one's on me. Why not? Just from the material plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, something normal.
Something more. Yeah.
You know, these jellies, they like to mix a lot of acid in with their drinks. They say they like the fizz that it makes inside of them.
Orange sherbet.
Ugh. Yeah, I swear it's a frickin' jelly convention in here.
Take up the weekends.
Okay. Alright, thanks. I'll be back. And I go back to the tea house.
Okay, back to Waterdeep.
Yeah. I want to go. I'm just going to the castle looking to fetch some stuff.
Okay.
And
So,
I'll be back.
going through the tea house, you now see that, you know, walking, I'd say in the tea house, there's maybe a couple guards from the Church of Saloon asleep at their posts.
Lathander?
Of Lathander, I'm sorry.
What?
Lathander, yeah, that's a mistake on ours. Some guards of Lathander asleep at their posts.
I wake them.
Oh, what happened? We fall asleep so suddenly. Wasn't even tired.
Uh-oh. How long have you been at your post?
Well, we started on... And then he mentions whatever the fantasy date is for yesterday.
Been here since yesterday?
Right, but I only feel like I've been asleep for like a couple minutes. Oh my god, this is the strangest thing. Sleeping for nearly 20 hours? That doesn't sound right.
How many guards? Are there any guards outside?
Yeah, 2 more.
I go check on them. I guess they're sleeping as well.
As well, yeah, same story. They've been asleep for nearly 20 hours or so. All of them fell asleep at about the same time from what they can gather talking to each other.
That's what a 9th level sleep spell will do for you, so.
I go and check with the neighbors if they saw anything.
They also were asleep.
Everyone in the city?
Just the immediate houses around. You find the other people are awake further away, but I would say, God, let's see, a couple 9th level sleep spells probably would knock out a couple blocks of the town. All fell asleep at once.
Okay, this is interesting.
The liches.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could have been anything. They used sleep.
That's probably one of the kindest, gentlest spells a lich would use on a bunch of unsuspecting commoners. But yeah, a very strange occurrence, but that's basically where it kind of dead ends, you know, all these
Okay.
People, the whole city block fell asleep at once, and they've been asleep for a full day.
Nice.
You and the rest of the guards are able to wake everyone else up. There's a bit of a furor over what's going on, but it's just a bunch of commoners yelling at each other in various languages. Not so easy for you to follow necessarily, maybe, unless you want to dive into this mystery right away.
No.
So the castle, you find, is still there. Going through the castle, there are several wizards still studying various components, engine parts and stuff when you go on. What's your brother's name? Corton is also still there.
I'm gonna try and avoid him.
Okay, fair enough. And so what do you get from the castle?
I'm just going to go pick up some gold and a diamond.
Okay. Fair enough. So how much gold do you grab?
How much do we have left in that pile?
Oh, I haven't been keeping track of the money.
Castle. I have all the gold in my bag. There's gems there.
You have all the gold.
Yeah, there's 14,000 worth of gems there still.
Okay.
Gems and diamonds and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I grabbed a diamond and about 2,000 GP.
Worth of gems?
Worth of gems.
Alright. So I would say you could probably get that exchanged for about 1,500 gold pieces very quickly,
Yeah.
if you want.
A bag of holding?
Oh, sorry.
So do you want to do that then?
Yeah.
Alright, so he turns the 2,000 gold gems into 1,500 worth of gold monies itself, and keeps a big-ass diamond, I suppose, for himself. So that one's probably worth about 1,000 on its own or something.
So what's that total?
So that's 3,000 total taken from the castle reserve. Right. So you get all that stuff. What's up next?
Then I'm going back to the gnomes, the deep gnomes.
All right, back to the deep gnomes. So this took a couple hours or whatever, but it didn't take that crazy amount of time, really. It's all very straightforward. Back to the deep gnomes. The brothers is ready to meet you, Mickle. Says they Mickle, I think was his name. He says they. So are you wanting to go to Glowstone still?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, it's gonna be a few days travel.
That's fine.
Right. He holds out his hand and blows some dust on you. You instantly shrink down to about deep gnome size. Says this will make it so much easier to get through the cracks and crevices. Trust me, you would make it as bulky as you were before.
Quill is a little bit affronted by this.
Hey, don't worry, it's easily reversible.
Okay.
Unless you want to be stuck in a cavern somewhere halfway there.
No, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay,
I love being
Mini
fully
cool.
moved.
let's get going, buddy. Off to Glowstone. So that will take a lot of time, probably. I guess back to the Feywild. I thought you were gonna go to the Feywild because it's gonna be hard to jump between so much.
Not
Make
surprised.
another character.
Alright, so in the Feywild, you are searching around. So just to give a little bit of little setting piece for where you're at in the Feywild. Let's see, you're at the entrance to what is known as the Shifting Fields, the Emerald Castle of Titania, sitting on the far end of the horizon, as far away as you can see. The sun hangs low in the sky, painting the long grass and wildflowers a deep orange color. Paper lanterns blow lightly in the breeze, kind of illuminating the twilight, and the sounds of flute music and laughter come from behind a nearby hill. The fields stretch on for endless leagues, though the temperature is comfortable and the land looks flat. To the far east, at the edge of your vision, though, a great icy mountain pierces the sky. A raging blizzard obscures its peak. So while you are searching around, the immediate thing you notice, due to the low roll, is the music and the laughter and the sounds of dancing and feasting going on right behind this little tiny hill.
So So I reckon in order to not get lost right off the bat, we should probably camp directly next to the door that we just came out of and not go anywhere else.
Well, no, this sounds pretty good over here. I think we'll be safer in company, don't you agree?
No.
I'm pretty sure you were the one who told me, like,
stay away from
to stay away from
everything in the Feywild.
literally
Everything's
everyone and
lying and
everything
tricking
that's
us.
ever been.
I'm sitting right down by that door and taking my hour, by the way.
It seems,
Yeah, you guys are able to get a short rest and all this. And all this in real life sitting around, you deserve a short rest for that.
Now we can go see what's over the hill.
So I figure that the only way really to navigate is we can see the castle.
yes.
So we should just
Walk straight there.
walk straight there and just like every once in a while, all of us take our bearings and make sure we're still walking straight there.
Agreed.
Because this place, I don't know if it just kind of feels like it, but it feels very in flux.
Iffy.
Am I correct in my estimation that the sun has not moved at all?
Yes, the sun will not move as long as you are here.
Where is it? I reckon.
Wonderful.
Yes, it's like
was
late
hoping so.
afternoon
Okay.
on a childhood summer at the playground.
Well, we can continue forward if you like.
Seems
Keep
like a better idea
keep the
than
sun in
just
the same
staying
spot.
here. Well, the castle's where we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, true. We have 2 points of navigation.
Well, we don't know the
Castle.
sun's going to stay in the same spot.
And the sun. Well, we could assume that we could follow
Let's
it.
walk towards the
straight.
castle. Why are we even talking about this?
Let's
Alright,
go work
alright.
the castle then.
So walk toward the castle.
Wait. I bust out some rope and I tie part of it on you and run it through my belt loop and tie part of it on you.
Alright.
Okay, now we can walk. We're
What
good. It's
race
a
is
thing.
Martum, actually?
I'm human, yo.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, double check.
I'm superhuman, y'all.
Superhuman.
Alright.
It's a long piece of rope, so we don't have to walk right next to each other. But this
So-
way, I'm just saying, I've heard stories.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, my kind, at least in this cycle anyway, our legends tell us the reason why we speak Sylvan is that Sylvan brought us from here this time around. That was a long time ago.
Cool. I don't does that translate to any useful information about this area?
We know a couple of things. I mean, that's why I know it's anything could be alive here. I can only speak for things here, which is a good thing.
Yes,
Um,
a plus.
That's why I'm more fond of the summer court than I am of the winter court, but that's just very general information.
Oh.
I don't think any of my kind have been here in a long time.
What about you, Feather?
I know nothing about this place.
Sweet.
I'm just skittishly glancing around.
Just know it's elfy.
And I know that
Smells elfy.
Time's weird here. That's why we need to find a way back to.
Yeah, I just looked out the
Leave.
door and we've been here a week already.
Yeah.
What?
I just looked out the door back to the bar. It's been like a week or 1 day. It was a week or a day.
He said it was a day.
Well, it was a full day. We would have just missed him, but it's been time since that happened, so it's probably a week now.
So to get back the time that we need to get
Or it
back
could
to,
be
we need
yesterday.
help.
I don't know how this works. Can you go back and forwards?
All right. Well, are we gonna keep that survival check in from me leading them towards the castle?
Jesus, no.
Sure,
We are
yes.
going to
Why
each
not?
of
That's
us
such a good
proceed.
idea. So making your way through the shifting fields, you can see this the source of all that singing and dancing sound directly to your right as you make your way past the hill. You can see many merry sounds nearby, and you come across a large group of elves, satyrs, pixies, and dryads feasting and singing at what looks to be an elegant garden party. As you guys walk by, you see them all cheer and wave as you approach, inviting you, hey, have a quick drink with us, mortals. It's like, oh, we'd love to see some new mortals to tell us tales of the outside world. Come, drink.
Everything about this is telling Mark to get the fuck out.
What?
But Feather Marshall is like, hey man, they got booze.
What language
They
are
got
they
beers.
speaking in?
Common.
They got beers.
You're hearing Dwarven.
Yeah.
You're hearing
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Jess's preferred name.
Let's go get some beer.
No.
By the way,
No.
You see them
I do now.
kind of stopping for a moment and watching as this, through your familiar flying above. You can be at this party, since you know many mortals, this is the first stop many mortals make in the Feywild. Or you can be a comfortable distance. It's.
I think I'll be a little distance away, and actually my familiar, I realize like there's no blackbird thing. It's like a little owl.
De-skin it.
Okay. Like a.
If you want it to look like a little blackbird, it can be an owl with blackbird skin.
Looks like a blackbird. Yeah.
Anyway, as they see this, a little bird flies down onto like a tree branch, and very pointedly sort of like sings at them.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I notice that?
Notice the bird?
Bird. Because, well, there's the big party.
You're sending the bird right at them, right?
Yeah, it's like.
So you don't need a perception check to notice that.
Next to them, it's gonna be
Cool.
like in the tree,
Well,
and it's very.
Shoo, bird. There's a party over there.
hey,
A couple
Stop
of
it.
buxom young lasses with the heads of bunnies dressed as milkmaids. Why not? Approach towards you, large tankards in hand, and a young gnomish man carrying twin plates laden with wildflowers and roasted meats approaches. You're all gonna need to give them a wisdom saving throw to not want to partake in this little garden shindig.
That's
15.
Now, none of you are immune to being charmed, right?
not as a human.
You're
Wait,
immune?
I just stop it.
I got a 20, by the way.
9.
9?
Not a natural 20, a combined 20.
You got a combined 20?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you roll?
15.
15. So you two are kind of compelled. You say, you know what? Sure, it would be rude to
No.
not take a drink that
No.
someone offers.
No, stop it.
He's bringing it up to his
Stop
mouth.
it.
Look, they-
I knock it out of his hands.
I feel my head is being manipulated, so I stop the effect.
Let's
And now
not
I'm
be
worried.
rude. Let's not be rude here. I mean, these people have kindly invited us to join them.
I've changed my mind.
Hey, we
so-
Something
kinda
touched
have-
my mind. I think you're being forced into this.
We kind of have somewhere to be. We can party on the way back.
Well, it's just, we can't be rude to these people. Like, just
We
We're
can't.
not.
Jessup takes a
we-
deep sip of his
Oh.
tankard.
Does it not count when I said that I would knock it out of his hand? I meant it literally.
Opposed dexterity check.
Watch me roll.
The blackbird comes and
Yeah, that's
sits
21.
Oh, it's only an 8 on me.
The blackbird comes and sits
Touch
on
my beard.
on Aaron's
Practice
shoulder,
drunk.
Okay, Blackbird sitting on your shoulder now. Jessup
And
down the whole
it's,
drink.
and it's twittering at you like in a way that's sort of giving you the sense of urgency, like, and then it flies up and it flies back and it flies up like away.
Which direction does it fly?
Away.
It's flying
from the
away
star.
from the people. and
Cool.
back and
We
flying.
are tied via rope to Jessup.
Okay.
Yes.
Would
So-
you do me a favor?
Jessup begins tugging.
Go.
But I grab him by the arm and say, come, we should move away from this.
Okay,
I think you're being...
I've
Jessup.
had a nice drink of beer. Like,
You begin to feel a little violently angry at your friends for trying to stop you from just enjoying a fun party. I mean, they begin extorting your friends. No, this is fine. This is where the mortals are supposed to stop at first. It's a rest stop. It's a safe place where time will move normally for all of you.
I reach over
I will
and...
use my bonus action to transform.
No,
It's
before he
the
does it,
one
I
that
touch him.
gives me-
I touch him.
That gives me
No.
strength advantage and strength checks, and I'm just gonna dig my feet and like we're not going anywhere.
Okay, sure, fine. I touch him, and I'm gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil. Specifically against,
Faye.
Faye. That's correct.
Alright. Does that...
Sorry. Creatures up there have disadvantage on attack rolls. They can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the Fae. If he's already charmed, frightened, or possessed, he has advantage on any new saving throw against it.
Okay, he gets a new saving throw then.
Yeah, with advantage.
With advantage. Okay, so... You're digging... No! I don't want to go!
Got rabbit.
They've got rabbit women and rabbit men. Buff rabbit men. I'm so confused right now.
They're having a butter lettuce party.
Come to the butter party. One of them cries out as he rubs himself down with butter all over. And as another pour goblets of wine over their heads.
Oh my god.
We might miss the festival size, but we can enjoy ourselves here.
The gnome puts on a top hat with a little card that says 3/4 in it. And says, yes, let's please drink with us, party with us. This is where the mortals thrive.
Forward.
But you have to make your wisdom saving throw.
With advantage.
Good. It's an 8.
An 8 is the highest. No, you're even more angry now. She's trying to control your mind to keep you from having a good time and getting buttered up and drinking.
To rip the rope.
He rips the rope and begins rushing into the party. This is all seen by you.
I'm just heading straight for that fucking hedonistic style platter on the table. And I'm just gonna start wolfing down some food.
A small crowd of pixies and satyrs starts up. Eat, 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 they cry.
Oh God.
I have so many really bad ideas on how to
I'm gonna
handle
go knock
this.
him out.
This is great.
Is there a way for you to knock him out
I'm gonna
quickly?
sting and strike him.
Okay.
Try to drag him away.
So, you hear some boos
Subdual.
come from the crowd, Jessup, as
Obviously subdual fists.
as your friend comes towards you. So, I guess this will be an initiative roll then to see if you can go before he can react to you trying to stop him.
Oh, 11. Nice with the roll high.
Yep, that is a 16.
11. So him first. Well, he's going to try hitting me, is he?
So 11 and 16. So you can go first. You see Feather Marshal coming towards you.
And I'm like this. Come.
Okay,
like a mother in a grocery store with a kid fucking out.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and command him to sit. So, I cast command at you.
Is that not considered a charm spell?
let me look it up.
Let's see what it says. What's the wording?
Yeah, depending on the wording, you might be able to turn it off. How often can you do that? Every single time?
When it gives that your turn, it's an DC.
Yeah, it's an action.
You still have to make your save.
Charm, right?
You can end it
Oh, fuck
afterwards.
it.
Or command. Which one is
I
it?
have a lot of stuff to do.
Or is it geese?
Really
Or
dramatic.
It's just
geese?
command.
I don't think it's a charm, no.
Speak a one-word command to a creature. The target must succeed on wisdom. Saving
That's
the followed
the
with command. The spell's no effect.
It doesn't say charm, eh?
No, it doesn't say charm. So I
Wisdom
suppose
saving throw.
Yeah.
just a wisdom saving.
Critical miss.
Oh dang!
So
So-
sit down.
You sit down.
It lost for one round there.
The centaur comes out. He's like, "You want me to take care of this guy? He's kind of harsh in the mellow, don't you think?"
Question.
Oh no, it's fine. Just give him some wine.
Ah, yes, sir, dwarf. Drink,
4,
drink.
5, 6. I stand up and I go and hit him.
Question. When will he need to remake his saving throw?
In that 6 seconds, Jessup is able to consume 2 full goblets of wine and a whole steak.
At least he'll be full.
Martin, what are you doing at this
I'm
point?
gonna attempt country.
Mardam is pissed because she trusted Jessup to be their guide, and it is not happening. And I'm really pissed about it. Like, really not happy about it. Like, super unhappy about it.
Litu, or would you just rather me say Perdita?
Perdita's fine.
Perdita, you know that this party is a rather dangerous trap sometime.
Yeah.
The history of this place is a rather long one. It's one of the first places that was created to entice travelers to Titania's court. Those that are ensnared in the trap sometimes can never escape, and fully turn into the gluttonous animals that they act like, much like Spirited Away.
Shall we say
Well,
that
here's the
while
thing,
Jess was under the
my
influence,
options
his
are-
transformation doesn't end.
Very.
Well, I have some stuff.
So you may want to go first because
So
mine's
I'm
super dramatic.
I'm gonna come closer when I get to. How far away are you from?
I did not go anywhere near the circle. I'm still standing where
he's
we
just
were.
ran into the party. I'd say
Within 30 feet
within 30 feet of you.
of her.
No.
Of her?
Within 30 feet.
He probably ran a little further then. I imagine the buffet line is a solid little distance away, but
Okay. So I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna walk up to Eron and I'm gonna say,
But I
To
do wanna roll
whom?
later. Come
sorry,
on.
to Mardam.
Roll later.
I'm gonna walk up to Mardam and I'm gonna say, please be calm. I'm here to help. Summer Queen sent me. I will fetch your friends, just don't come inside.
Insight check.
Sure.
Oh, that's 16 plus stuff.
I feel like insight checks really only work on NPCs mostly.
Is that true?
I don't
Because
know.
we've done a lot of contested.
We have, that's-
But
yeah.
you're not trying to hide anything.
I'm not
so-
hiding anything, like,
Yeah, I guess so you can discern the truth about it.
This is my bird, it's with you. What I would like you to do is just to follow my bird a little bit further away.
Just that she's not being
Just-
deceptive.
Well, my passive insight is 19, like by
Okay.
itself.
So yeah, that one you would take precedence if you roll lower than it.
Okay. And then I'm going to go until I'm within 30 feet of these two. And I'm going to Misty Step to within 10 feet
Okay.
of Jessup, and then they need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom saving throw for, I imagine, both of you guys, maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be
14.
16.
14.
Okay. Damn. Oh, charisma modifier, sorry. That's right. Hold on a second.
Charisma save.
I don't know. It's depending on my charisma modifier, not my wisdom. I just need to double check that. So do you...
8 plus proficiency plus whatever modifier.
No, but
is the
do you
same.
guys have to roll... Because it's dependent on my charisma.
What is it? What are you
What's the
trying to
spell?
My face step.
do? What are you trying to
Basically,
do? What does it say we do?
It says when I face step, 2 creatures within 10 feet of me have to oh, there's a wisdom saving throw. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. So you both beat my wisdom thing.
Okay.
What's your modifier?
So this is back to me now?
What's your charisma modifier?
No, it is not back to you.
I was first edition. Oh,
I haven't done yet.
Yeah. What's your charisma modifier? It's plus 3, isn't it?
Plus 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just
so
make
do.
it. 8 plus 3.
Plus
I wish one of these things had invisibility.
And then I think that's pretty much all I can do right now.
Alright. So I guess it goes to Martum.
Yes.
It does go to me. That is a thing that definitely happens. Hey, Jessup.
So you're just going to continue.
Make a wisdom
What?
He
saving
has to
throw.
continue eating this whole thing.
Yeah, he's got to
He's
continue
okay.
doing the hedonistic
Come
thing.
Yeah.
That is a 17.
If it matches,
He
17?
remakes it.
you have a 17.
I do. Wisdom gives me a
Look.
Jesus Christ.
All right. No, that's fine.
That's fine. Whatever. That's fine. I'm not angry.
It's cool. No, that's fine.
Alright, so Jessup.
I am going to start, I'm going to use this turn to start making up with the centaur.
Okay, he's into it. And I would even say one of the satyrs gets in on the action. He's just, oh, let me in too, Goatman time. So this rather uncomfortable scene is now playing out in front of you guys, but that's fine. Everyone else seems into it. There's people just dumping wine jugs on top of them, and
Gita is just standing there going, oh my god, she wasn't kidding. They're a fucking handful.
Try again. I want to bop him on the back of the head.
Alright.
Stun him so I can get him away from me.
Yeah, he's rather distracted right now.
I am.
So roll attack.
And I would say every turn you're probably being bombarded by the effects of this, but you're just
Yeah, kicking it off.
clicking it off each time. I think that one will probably hit.
22.
Yeah, that hits.
So he has to make a Constitution saving throw,
yes,
correct?
for 15.
Do I get advantage because I'm making out?
Nah, I don't think you get much advantage.
So 19.
You rolled 19?
Oh gosh, so you just hit it, so
I hit him
just
again.
damage.
I hit him again.
Just damage.
It's not deal damage, if it's still a thing.
Yeah, you can do non-lethal damage.
I'm going to hit him again.
Smacking him, basically.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
26.
So another Constitution save.
Do not make that one. That's a 7.
Alright, so he is
5.
stunned in the middle of getting down and dirty with these two
My pants are
strangers.
starting to come off.
And I grab him
Grab
And I
him.
cast a key point, which gives me Step of the Wind, which makes me double dash.
Okay.
So I'll probably move my normal speed, which is 50 feet, because I'm carrying somebody.
You're able to get your homie out of the party, I think.
I'm just running 50 feet back towards Marden.
You hear a collective, come out, like escape from the
I can't
crowd.
believe that you had advantage against Faye and you failed so
And
horribly.
you rush out of the party. You can see Feather Marshal carrying Jessup out. You see them on. Some of them are like, "Hey, Perdita, you want to hang out for a bit? We're still doing the party thing."
Guys, I really can't right now. The Summer Queen has me doing something.
Oh, it can wait. It's not that important.
Cheers, dude. See you guys later.
But none of them are following.
Used to be so much more fun.
I am fun.
I don't know. You're not acting very fun.
I'll bring
I'm
it
not-
back later for you, okay?
Deal.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love to the little ones.
Whoop, whoop. And with that, let's go take our first break. I think I could use a little top up. Maybe go get some water or something. I don't know if it has to be end of the episode or just break time. What
Just a little break. Huh?
end of episode? It's been a long episode, I think now.
Yeah.
So we'll end it here. So our heroes. One is making his way down to the city of Glowstone, the deep gnome metropolis, as it is. One of our heroes almost got to second base with a centaur and a goat man at the same time at a wild Bacchus-like party. While the others had to be the wet blankets and get him away from the party so they can continue their journey to Queen Titiana's Emerald Palace. Will they reach there in time to save the world? Will she even be able to grant them the boons that they seek? Find out next time on Dice, Nerds, and Nagas.
Make sure, if you want to listen to us in audio format, Season 1 is almost completely up. We're through Anchor FM/Dice Nerds and Nagas, but you can get us on Spotify now, this thing called Breaker, a whole bunch of other ones. There's about 6 that should be up in Google Podcasts, but there's some weird thing going on with it, so soon it'll be there, and soon on iTunes. So please leave some comments, download that shit, and yeah.
Okay.
Bye.